Single and feeling low about it. Yes, there is a taboo around being single in our society. Across countries, people think that those who are single are either lonely, unable to perform better, or are generally sad and depressed. But here is a quick cheat sheet to feel good about being single. Hi everybody, my name is Preeti Das, and on behalf of Bonobology, I'm going to take you on a roller coaster ride. So here is your cheat sheet on how to feel satisfied and happy about being single. What can you do when you're single? 1. Spend a lot of time with yourselves. In days today and in the times when everybody is busy, you've heard people say, oh my God, I don't have time for that face pack. I don't have time to hit the gym. So point number 1, spend time with yourself. Point number 2, pretty similar to point number 1. Spend time with your family and friends. Nothing like having those long dinners, random brunches with your family, catching up with them to understand what is happening in their lives. Point number 3, pick up a hobby, a completely crazy hobby that you've always been fascinated as a kid. Pick up a language. I just meant to say that you're happy when you're single. Celebrate being single. Break those stereotypes that single means depressed, single means lonely, single means there's something completely wrong with you. It's your choice that you want to be single. Another advantage of being single. Point number 4, you get the entire bed to yourself. You can get off from both sides of the bed. Trust me, what's more better than that? Point number 5, you can travel alone. No logistical nightmare, no booking for more than a single person. There's so much you can do when you are solo. Solo is the way to go. So please do not be depressed or low if you're single. It does not mean that there's something wrong with you. It means you choose to be single, you choose to be in love with yourself, and that is a fantastic thing. So Bonobology says it is okay to celebrate being single. You're trying to break that entire singlehood, want to step out. Have you ever given it a thought that there is a certain kind of behavior that is ensuring that you remain single forever? Yeah? Time to do a little bit of that self-introspection. Here are a few behavioral traits that possibly are responsible for why you are still single. First behavioral trait, unrealistic standards of a relationship. Yes, everybody on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram looks super happy. They're always kissing, making out, hugging each other. Everything is like a romantic fairy tale. That unfortunately sets your standards for relationships, and that is not the truth. It is time you realize that relationships are very real. There are fights, there could be a lot of issues, but it is about staying grounded with each other. So please do not have unrealistic standards when it comes to relationships. Another behavioral trait that is certain why you are single is past trauma. Anything to do with failed relationships or trauma of any kind, if not resolved, actually ensures bad behavior. That in turn ensures that you remain single. Kindly meet psychologists, get your trauma resolved, because it is very, very important and it helps you be a better person. Point number 3, the behavioral trait that keeps you away from being engaged or not single is low self-esteem. We know a lot of people who just hate themselves. Oh my God, I'm looking too fat. Oh my God, I can't wear a certain outfit. Am I too thin? Am I too short? Am I too skinny? Is my too long or is it too short? Will I be able to satisfy her in bed? Oh my God. Please learn how to love yourselves. It is extremely important. It is very difficult in today's times when beauty standards are set extremely high due to market. But please understand, be yourself, love yourself, and then you will be able to be true to others. Point number 4, a behavior that you will not believe, but it keeps you ensured in the position of being single, is when you're scared of happiness. Now you must be wondering, who the hell is scared of happiness? We all love happiness, right? But trust me, there are people who are extremely apprehensive about coming too close to someone, about letting somebody love them, about putting their guards down and being in a relationship. So please do not be scared of happiness. Happiness is beautiful, and it doesn't mean that someone is encroaching on your space, and that is what is end of happiness. So please embrace happiness. Once you do that, trust me, your days of being single are over. Point number 5, Trust issues. Yes, easy to say and speak about it, but you don't know how to deal with it. Trust issues is something we all go through. A reason that ensures that you stay single forever and ever. And if you want to change the game, please resolve what is called the trust issues. When you're constantly suspicious about your partner or about any damn thing, and you feel that the world is about to end and everything is happening around you only for the wrong reasons, please, we are surviving a pandemic. How can you still have trust issues? Break that habit the moment you start trusting people. See how magical the relationship becomes. Number 6, you think you are losing your independence by being in a relationship. Well, that's not entirely a wrong argument, but then don't be in a relationship. If you crave to be in a relationship, then please understand that it doesn't mean losing your independence. It means having another individual with whom you can grow together, do beautiful things and have fun. So please quit thinking that being in a relationship means losing your independence. Please take note of the behavior that you subject people to, and maybe that is the reason why you continue to be single. Break that singleness about you, change your behavior and see how it's going to be brilliant. Back in the dating game, done with being single, and now you're all hot and ready to mingle, and you're wondering where can you start your game all over again? Where do you find like-minded single people to meet, greet and hook up, as they say? So here are 5 amazing places where you can find single people to as they say. Place number 1, believe it or not, hit the gyms or all the yoga camps. Why? Because single people tend to take care of themselves. They have time, they have the energy, they have the mind space. So great place to hook up is the gym. And if you don't find the right person, you can always ogle at the other hot bodies in the gym, right? Obvious space, which is point number 2, is coffee shops. Often you will see a horde of single people trying to check you out, trying to make eye contact. So yeah, make sure you take time out and do a quick surveillance. You get a bird's eye view. Go regularly to a coffee shop, spot people, mark people, and then go for the kill. Point number 3, or place number 3, the obvious place which is trending nowadays, online dating apps. The best place, the Mecca, the Jerusalem, the ultimate place for every single person. What do you need to do on the online dating apps is make sure you have a very good profile, and that's it, you're all set. Please make sure your grammar is in place and that you're not looking too desperate, because if you want to up your game, be yourself and be just cool about who you are. Place number 4, where you're single and ready to mingle and you can find a lot of people like you. Parties! Please take time out, get dressed, wear those funky sneakers, dab a bit of makeup, wax your legs, wax your chest, guys. Sometimes we girls like men whose chests are waxed. Anyway, I don't mean to digress, but please attend parties. It's a great way to socialize, meet people and maybe just get laid. A very interesting place to meet single people, you're not going to believe this, is actually voluntary activities. Yeah, you heard that right. Voluntary activities like helping people at the old age home, blood donation camps, dog camps. Yeah, random things like this is where a lot of single people hang out, because they also know that this is a great place to meet, greet and you know what I mean. If you have been single for really long and you want to start flirting, here are 6 quick flirting tips to make sure you're out of singlehood and back in the game. Number 1, or tip number 1 of flirting, as simple as it sounds, ladies and gentlemen, be confident. People are very scared of flirting. Please, flirting is not a crime. In no country is flirting is a crime. Animals also flirt, right? So dating and mating, as they say, to get out of being single and learning the tips of flirting. Tip number 1, as simple and plain as it sounds, be confident, carry yourself well and make sure you start a conversation. Tip number 2 for flirting, as they say in the movie Madagascar, smile and wave, boys. You like someone? Smile and wave out to them. Yes, it is brilliant. Wave out to them and they'll be curious. Wait, what? He's waving to me? Why? A random stranger waving? is not spooky, is not scary. It can also be very flirtatious and very beautiful. It initiates a conversation. It's a great icebreaker. So please remember, tip number 2 to flirt, smile and wave. Tip number 3 to flirt, show that you're interested. Yeah, a little bit of hard work, but by being interested, it means you are noticing someone. Compliment them about that blue color shirt and that it goes beautifully with their eyes or their shoes or a particular earring or a bag. Show that you're interested, because if you show you're interested, they reciprocate. So flirt and show that you're interested. Tip number 4 to flirt, to make sure that your days of being single are gone. This, ladies and gentlemen, listen very carefully, is called the bump and flatter technique. I repeat, the bump, not hump, but bump and flatter technique. Bump into someone purposely. I'm sure you know the certain person who you like, where they're hanging out. Bump into them and flatter them on purpose. It's quite nice to see people go red in the ears, right, when they hear compliments. We live in a world where people compliment only on the phone or on various social media sites. Complimenting face to face is just so beautiful. Tip number 5 to flirt. Hey, be obvious sometimes, right? You can't always master the art of being subtle and thinking people will assume. Just be obvious. Tell them if you want to sleep with them. Tell them that you want to take them out on dinner. Tell them that you want to cook something for them. Tell them whatever is on your mind. Be obvious, be straightforward and be honest. It's a great flirting tip that we all are aware about, but we are very scared to do. Try it. Number 5 to flirt, to ensure that you're no longer single. Let them catch you looking at them. Yeah, I know in times when we are deciding what is stalker behavior, if you like someone, it's okay to look at them and give them a moment. Let them catch you looking at them. And then that exchange of glances, my God, it's like 365 days or 50 shades of grey or whatever you want to think of. It's a great way to initiate a little bit of that chemistry, a little bit of romance, and make sure that you segue into a beautiful date. So please, let them catch you looking at them. Are you single, looking for love, and still feeling lonely? I know, till you find somebody for love or companionship, you do feel a little lonely, right? So here, on behalf of Bonobology, Preeti Das, which is me, I'm going to give you a few quick tips on how not to feel lonely and keep that single and that smile alive. Point number 1, please remember that being single is your choice. The society often looks down upon people who are single, assuming, oh my God, they don't deserve to be married, they cannot find anybody, there's something seriously wrong with them. Especially when the woman is single, the conversations around that completely change. Please remember, if you're single looking for love and do not want to feel lonely, own up to being single. It is your choice being single and there is nothing wrong with it. Meet new people, plan new things. A great way to not feel lonely and meet people and see if you can break that entire single about you aura. Plan a vacation, step out, travel, join a salsa class. You might have 2 left feet, but it doesn't matter. Try stepping out of your comfort zone and see how brilliant it is to meet people. Post the pandemic, of course, there is a lot of loneliness, and it's time we stepped up and stepped out and met people. Be passionate about what you do. One brilliant way of not being lonely. It could be your career, it could be taking up alternate hobbies, it could be doing stand-up comedy, but be passionate about what you do. Because once you're passionate about something, hey, it also opens up a lot of avenues about meeting new people, and trust me, it becomes a great conversation to talk about. You can't keep talking about the same mundane stuff and expect people to be interested in you. Please pick up a passion or a hobby. It ensures that you stay away from all the lonely thoughts that come to you. Point number 5, acknowledge the change. Most of us are extremely apprehensive about acknowledging things. Acknowledge the fact that you are single. Acknowledge the fact that you need to gear up not to be single. So take some time out, take care of yourself, be fit, eat good food, read good books so that you can make good conversations and look fit and sexy. Rules of dating a single dad. Yes. Single dads, there's something very hot and sexy about them. There's something very caring and responsible about them. Single dads are all over the place. And here are 20 rules, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure you date them, you care for them, and eventually maybe mate them. Point number 1, be extremely supportive when you're dating a single dad. Well, he is a dad, so he might have a child or children, so you have to make sure that you are there even for the children. I know, sounds very tiring, right? It's like, what comes with dating, right? But please understand that if you really care, then you will be there with him and for his children. Point number 2, you need to be extremely patient while dating a single dad. I repeat, with a single dad comes a lot of experience in every aspect of life, in every room of the house, but be patient. There's a reason why he is a single dad. It could have been a baggage of a former marriage or various other problems. Allow the person to heal and be patient with them. At times, it can be a little testing, but the perks of it are immense. Number 3, be prepared to deal with his ex. If there is a child, there will be a spouse, a mother or a partner who will keep appearing and reappearing like the ghostbusters in your life. Deal with it. If your date, the single dad, is in love with you, cares for you, he knows how to keep both the relationships at whatever point he wants to keep them. But please remember that dealing with the ex can be extremely painful. It can sting you. But be prepared that it is going to be a part of your life. Point number 4, see him as the man he is. Being a dad is just one facet of his personality. Like him for who he is, his hobbies, his passion, his style of talking, his flirting. Once you start dating a single dad, do remember, either you will see him as a father figure and end up having daddy issues if you're not too careful, or you might think of him only as a dad. Please break that image and look at him as a person first. Point number 5, while dating a single dad, please do not pressurize him for commitment. Remember, he already has a life behind him. He has kids. He has responsibilities. Rushing into commitment is never a good idea with single dads. That doesn't mean they're not open for commitment, but let them take their time. Once again, I repeat, they have the responsibility of children, dealing with the ex and so many other things going on that they need patience and would not want any kind of rushing in to commitments. Point number 6, know when to meet his kids. Of course, you're dating a single dad. That doesn't mean you get over enthusiastic and say, hey, I want to meet your kid. Hey, I want to meet your family. No, that is extremely irritating and dangerous. So let it evolve organically. Meeting the kids should be something that comes naturally, not because you know he's a single dad and you have to get done with meeting his kids. Give that much time and space. Point number 7, do not try to take the role of the mom of the kids when you're dating a single dad. Well, there already is a mom in their lives and she has a role even if she's not living with them. Stepping into her shoes is only going to make things a little uncomfortable. Now, if you're dating a widower who's lost his wife, then stepping into the shoes of the mom is going to make it crazier, spookier, and the children are not really going to be comfortable about it. So please remember, even if you and your partner decide to settle eventually, you're not taking the role of the mom. Point number 8, try to be a friend for the kids. It makes much more sense, doesn't it? You might end up being their dad's partner eventually, but since you're not the mom, what do? Be their friend. Be someone who they can talk to. Tell their deepest secret. It just makes life so much easier. Point number 9, when dating a single dad, please be receptive about his vulnerabilities. Here is a guy who's working for his family, providing. He's possibly always in overdrive time, thinking of so many things, school fees, planning holidays, children who are teenagers rebelling against him, and nursing either a broken heart or losing a wife. Please understand that this kind of relationship will come with baggages and vulnerabilities, and you have to be receptive about it. The next point is, please take the lead when dating a single dad. Now you must be wondering what that means, right? Well, he's generally a tired dad. He's always worried and feeling guilty that, oh my God, I'm a single dad and I'm finding time for romance and dating this person. Well, that means he will be apprehensive about romantic dinners or even taking the lead when it comes to sex. Why compromise on your sex life? Take the lead. And when women take the lead, men generally like it, single dad or not. So take the lead for sure. Point number 11 while dating a single dad, learn to work with his schedule. Now, yeah, that's a tough one, but please understand a single dad will have to deal with hospital issues if he has aging parents, to deal with soccer matches for his children, birthday parties, dentist visits, and so many things. So, in case there are times that he cancels meeting you, please understand that he has a lot on his plate. You need to have a little empathy and make sure that you work around his schedule. Tip number 12 while dating a single dad, don't let insecurities get to you. This is very, very easy to say but difficult to follow. Please understand that his children will always be his priority. Do not feel insecure about that. If your partner loves you, there will be ways that he is going to express it to you. Let him take the lead when it comes to the children's lives. That doesn't mean that you are playing the second fiddle. You are important and there is a certain space in his heart that he holds for you. Point number 13, be flirtatious and romantic. Now you must be wondering, why would someone have to give that as an advice? Well, this comes with the baggage. Whenever people say single dad, they'll be like, oh my God, he's already flirted, he's been there, he's done that. But hey, a little bit of flirting, a little bit of sending those kinky texts, maybe dropping in your fancy underwear in his briefcase. I mean, come on, if he sees this pink thong in the middle of a serious corporate meeting, it can do wonders. So please be flirtatious. Tip number 14, when you're dating a single dad, help him where you can. And by that I mean, maybe if he's stranded and struggling to finish a certain assignment that his child is refusing to do, maybe pitch in, maybe sit together with those chart papers and sketch pens, and if you can't draw anything, well, just spread yourself out there and enjoy something sexy and kinky. But other than that, help him in other aspects of his life so that he gets some more time to spend with you. Tip number 15, pitch in resources. And no, by resources I do not mean contribute financially or give money, but plan dates. Pitch in resources. The best example is maybe find a good nanny to take care of the children so you can plan a quick romantic getaway. These are the best ways of helping and finding equality in a relationship when you're dating a single dad. Point number 16, a no-brainer. But do not be jealous of his children. Yeah, I mean, you are an adult and why would you feel jealous of a child? You will, because they're taking up most of the time for this man you're dating, in love with, you care, you want to be with. So what do? Well, one, you become friends, and please understand that they will be priority. So feeling jealous is only going to make the entire relationship extremely uneasy and unhealthy. Point number 17, being independent is extremely vital when dating a single dad. Not just financial independence, but being emotionally independent, which means you cannot be a clingy partner when you're dating a single dad. He already has a lot of stuff to deal with. So the best way to deal with this is make sure you have a good set of friends who are there for you emotionally through your ups and downs, and who you can talk to, vent out and rant. Do not be clingy to a single dad. Point number 18, be extremely flexible. Children have their own schedules, or can I say lack of schedules. They fall ill when you are ready for that hot date, yeah? They might have an upset stomach, they might just come down with a fever. Well, it's your bad luck. But other than that, be very flexible when you are dating a single dad, and that date that you've missed can always be compensated maybe some other day in some other way. Be flexible. Point number 19. Be prepared to take the role of the stepmother. Yes, stepmothers have always been very evil in all the fairy tales and stories we've heard. But if you plan to settle down with a single dad, you will end up becoming the stepmom to the children, and that's not a bad thing. But be prepared. Be prepared what happens if you have your own children. Yeah, I know this sounds a little complicated, but be prepared to be the stepmom and realize that there is nothing wrong in being the stepmother to the single dad that you're dating. Point number 20 of dating a single dad. You will have to deal with a lot of demons from his past. It has not been easy. That doesn't mean it requires your sympathy, but it does mean it requires a lot of patience. There will be a lot of back and forth, coming back from the past, heartbroken, trust issues, anxieties, emotional downs. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, but if you are into this relationship of dating a single dad, then I'm sure you're already strong enough and you know that this is something that's gonna come your way. To be or not to be in a relationship? Often a confusing question, and you must be wondering, how long do I be single? But maybe you should also understand signs that you're not yet ready for a relationship. So here is Preeti Das, me, with Team Bonobology, giving you 11 signs that you're not yet ready for a relationship. Point number 1. The idea of a relationship doesn't make you happy. It means you are in a relationship, but you constantly feel, oh my God, what if I settle down with a person? Oh my God, what if there's a better person waiting for me and I missed the opportunity by settling down with this one? I mean, if there's so much of echo happening in your head, clearly you are not ready for a relationship. Point number 2, you're still hung up on your ex. Most of us are, aren't we? But when people overdo it, they constantly stalk, they wonder if their ex is happy without them, if the ex is starting to look better than they were with them. Not a good sign. It just means that you're not ready for another romantic relationship. You need to let go of that baggage to be able to prepare for what's coming up next. Point number 3, you're just too busy. And by that it means when you're completely into work, work becomes a distraction, work becomes your only meaning in life, your ultimate nirvana is that corporate meeting that you want to attend, be in office till late night. You're not taking time out for yourself, you're not willing to take time out for a relationship. So when you are too busy, and that too deliberately, it means you are not ready for a relationship. Point number 4, trust issues. When you're not able to trust any damn thing, not just your partner, you don't trust your mother, your father, your boss, your grandfather, even the woman who comes to help clean your house. You have serious trust issues. You're not comfortable with people around. You think whatever they do is not for your good. It's time you mended that, otherwise you will never be able to be in a healthy relationship. You play hot and cold when you're not ready for a relationship. No, I do not mean your cup of tea, coffee or cappuccino. I mean sometimes you want somebody, and when you're close to them, you suddenly don't want them. When you're distant, you yearn for them. Yeah, it's kind of split personality and crazy, but you crave their body when you just said no to them. This is called playing hot and cold. This means you need to please make sure you clear your head and know what exactly you want. Only then can you be involved in a romantic relationship. Point number 6, you're not sure how you feel about the other person. Confused, do not want to make the first move, do not want to be committed. Yes, it sounds like something you've heard and gone through all the time. Please have complete clarity on your thoughts. That's when you're ready for a romantic relationship. Why you're not in a romantic relationship? The next point is that you do not want to let them in. I do not mean the door that opens up to your bedroom or to the house, but I mean to your heart. You do not want to open up your emotions. There's some bit of past baggage that is not allowing you to be yourself. You need to sort that out. You want to save yourself from yourself, and that's why you want to have a relationship. No, I'm not drunk. That is something most people do. Being in a relationship makes them feel complete. Please, you are complete by yourself. Actually, there is nothing called being complete. Just be happy with who you are. You do not have to feel for yourself, feel good, and that's why be in a relationship. If that is your only reason to look for a romantic relationship, a partner or a companion, please relook at things. The next point is that you love your independence too much. Well, nothing wrong in it, but then please accept it, acknowledge it, and do not force yourself to be in a relationship. You love your time, your schedules, you love doing things that you love doing, and you don't want to share anything with anybody else. Well, do not get into a relationship then. Relationships are beautiful, but if you're not ready for them, then please take your time. Do not hurry into a relationship and then again go through maybe a heartbreak, a lot of issues that's going to cost you mental peace. You're single, you want to date, you like people, you meet people, but you get friend zoned every time. Ta-da! So here are 10 ways to not get friend zoned. Do not keep them waiting for long. People who are friend zoned are often people who wait for that perfect moment, that right moment when they express their feelings. No, when you have to say it, you have to say it. When you have to pee, you have to pee. Use the same rule, do not wait. Do cute things for them. When you want to get out of that friend zone, you have to make it very clear that this is beyond friendships. And how exactly do you do that? Well, do things which are a little romantic, a little sexy, so they know that you are serious about not being friend zoned. So do cute and crazy things. The next point, to not be friend zoned. Be consistent, which means sometimes do not give those friend vibes and sometimes those lover vibes. They're very confusing and very, very annoying. Be consistent. Be for them whenever needed. Help them. Talk to them. Be kind. Be nice. But the trick is be consistent. Be a little mysterious. Friends open up about every damn thing. Maybe that's the reason why you're friend zoned. Being mysterious is very nice. There's something very sexy about it. Keep secrets. Share only when needed. It's a brilliant way to ensure that you're not friend zoned. Do not be clingy. A reason why you're friend zoned is because you're possibly clinging on to the person. I want to be with you. I want to come where you are. I want to understand your emotions. I want you to share this with me. No, please, it sounds annoying and it is annoying. Do not be clingy, because the more clingier you are, the closer you'll get to them only as a friend. So if you have other plans, please give space. The next point to ensure that you're not friend zoned and remain single for all your life is, this is going to sound a little scary, but touch them often. No, not in the wrong way and not in the wrong place, or maybe the right place later, but touch them in a way that you touch their hands gently. It's a very underrated, brilliant gesture that makes sure that people look at you with a slight sexuality, with that naughtiness. So make sure that while having a conversation, you gently touch them on the hand, the shoulder, or maybe their cheeks. But that's it, stop there. But do touch them, because it communicates much more than just friends. A very important point to ensure that you're not friend zone is please work on creating a sexual tension. Send those naughty chats. Do not wait a long time to respond to messages. When are those emoticons coming to help? That peach, that brinjal. Create a sexual tension when you meet them. Look at them, compliment them, touch their hair gently. Tell them that their eyes are the most beautiful things you've seen in a very long time. Create that sexual tension. It ensures that you're out of that friend zone in a jiffy. Don't be the nice guy or the nice girl. No, that doesn't mean you become the bad one, but start saying no to things. Don't let them take you for granted and saying, oh my God, that's a dear friend who's always there for me. No, you clearly want to be out of that zone. So it's time you started saying no to many things and make your position very clear that you are in this for something much more than mere friendship. Play hard to get. Don't pick up every phone call. Don't say yes and land up at every event party, every time he or she needs a ride, or taking their parents out. Just play hard to get. Yeah, that sounds a little odd, right? But it does make your importance and value in their lives. Being single can be tiring, and for a lot of people, the eternal quest to find love, happily ever after, the right person, making those babies, staying in a relationship, committed. Yes, that is beautiful. How do you exactly do that? So here are 10 tips to find love. Love yourself to find love. There's a saying which goes something like, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Well, you are the empty cup if you do not believe in self-love. Love yourself, appreciate yourself, and then you can find true love. Point number 2, do not leave love to fate. Yeah, she slept for 7 long years waiting for her Prince Charming to come. Love happens when it must happen. It happens only in the bridges of Madison County, not in real life. If you've decided to be committed in a relationship and find love, then go to places. Go to the right places where you can meet people with whom you can have a conversation and possibly think of taking the relationship forward. So do not think love is fate and destiny and wait for it. Point number 3, be ready to invest. No, I do not mean as an equity or investing in stocks and shares, but be ready to invest in emotions, because if you're ready to fall in love, it means a plethora of emotions, pains and whatnot, which is absolutely beautiful, but be ready to invest in each other and in emotions. How to fall in love? Another interesting tip is your friends. Ask your friends for help. It's an age-old tradition, trick and custom. Asking friends, oh my God, who is that hot chick? Can you please find out more details about her? Who is that hot single dad? Please tell me more about him. Can I go find out more from the kid? Can I go to a PTA meeting? Please use your friends. What are they for? Another point to ensure that you fall in love is put away your phone. Yes, I sound like your mother or your grandmother, but how will you talk to people or socialize if you're constantly buried in that damn phone? When you meet people, make it a rule that your phone is away and you're giving them complete attention. It helps. Set the bar for relationship standards. Yes, that sounds a little difficult. Do not have very, very high expectations, unreal ones based on movies and novels and what you see on the social media, but do keep a bar. It doesn't mean you'll settle for anything and anybody, walk into a toxic relationship, be okay with an abusive partner. Set the bar. Keep some conditions in mind and make sure that those conditions apply. Only then would you get into a romantic relationship. How to find love, you ask me? The trick is humor. The funnier you are, the better it is to get a partner. Have witty lines ready. Be funny, because if somebody is funny, it means they are comfortable with themselves. Also, it is absolutely amazing to date people who are funny. You don't know when time flies when you're with them. So, work on that humor quotient and be funny. Don't seek love out of fear. What if I don't get love? What if I die alone in the bathroom and nobody spots my body for like days to come? Do not fall in love because you fear being lonely. There is nothing about loneliness which cannot be dealt with. Love is love, and loneliness and being single can be a choice. So do not fall in love because you're scared.